Hello. There's been a lot of changes on StreamYard since I was last on there, so it took me 10 minutes to log on. Actually, about 15 minutes. Let's see. I wanted to come on. I just got back from Kevin Lewis's retreat, and Annie Bear did a wonderful job of describing it. It was a life changing experience. I'm happy I went. And my going was due to a dear friend of mine. We'd been friends for over 45 years, and he departed right before I left for the retreat. We'd been friends for over 45 years. We took some metaphysical classes together, and he gave me closure while I was at the retreat. So I want to honor him, and I just wanted to do a little talk about him. His name was Tony Zappone. I had told him how I really wanted to go on this retreat, but I was afraid to go by myself. I'm an introvert, and I'm not comfortable around a lot of strangers. And he had agoraphobia. They felt that it was from a hit on the head when he was in the Navy. And he kept pushing me, you have to go, you have to go. And my husband then decided, I'll go with you and I'll have a vacation, and then we'll have a vacation together on your last day. So it's really thanks to Tony that I went. And while I was there, he even sent me a message in a dream. So I have to share this about Tony. Um, Tony was such a giving person. I had him, last time I went to his place before he ended up in the hospital, I asked him if I could have this picture of him that someone had gifted him. And they had it made and gifted to him because he used it as his author picture for books that he did. He wrote his one and shamefully only book, and it was about his time with J.F. Kennedy. And he did such a wonderful job on his book. He was so happy about that day. He worked for his school newspaper, and they made arrangements for him to spend Kennedy's last day here in Florida with him and do, talk and write about him for the school paper. And Tony adored him. He really liked his energy. Um, I don't know what all to say, except for Tony was such a giving person. I would have to say he was the happiest, most giving, loving person I ever met. The only other person that came close was my sister-in-law, Patricia Joyce. Tony was the type of person that he would go, and when he was driving around, he loved to honk and wave at people and say, "Hi, it's great to see you again," and leave them smiling and laughing and wondering, how do I know him? Tony should have been rich, but Tony gave all his money away. If he saw someone in need, he had to help them. A few years ago, he told me how he was talking to this young couple, and he found out that he had paid for their honeymoon. That when they had told him they couldn't go on one, he paid for it. He didn't even remember it. Tony gave everything away because that's how Tony was. He wanted everyone to be happy. He had so many friends up until the end because when the regime got in office, that's the only time I ever saw Tony not happy. And he would go on Facebook and he would leave seeds and put things out for people to think of. And a lot of his friends that took the other path became angry and walked away, and that hurt him terribly. Tony was also the type of person that he was always him to do interviews with famous people, so he got to know them and would go out to lunch. I remember once or more than once, he kept trying to get me to go with him to lunch with Burt Reynolds, but I had no interest whatsoever. And when we were laughing and talking about that when he was in the hospital, he started telling me about his time with Jimmy Stewart and his wife going to lunch. And I was so upset. It's the only time in my life I almost wanted to hit my friend. I'm like, why? Why did you not invite me to those lunches? He goes, oh, they were just an elderly couple. I'm like, that was the couple I would have loved to gone to lunch with you with. I didn't care about people like Burt Reynolds and stuff like that. But Jimmy Stewart, oh my gosh. Oh, I can imagine the talk at the table. And that was the only time I was upset with Tony. Oh, Tony he always visited me at work. When I was a snake charmer, he'd bring me Greek salads with extra beets, my favorite. And he talked me into letting him take a picture of me once, and he entered it in some contest and actually won the contest. And he gifted the picture to my parents, and my mom recently gave it back to me. And this is the picture that he took that he won a contest with. Tony, just thinking of Tony makes me smile. But I want to tell you about the closure I had with Tony. While I was at this retreat, on July the 1st, I woke up from a dream. I had a dream that Tony had sent a record to an old friend decades ago, and that old friend gifted it to me and sent it to me in the mail. And in the dream, I opened it up, and I looked at this old record. I have a record and album collection, so it made sense that he did this. I had to look it up when I woke up because I didn't know this record. And it turns out it is actually real. It was called Don't Worry About Me. It was created in 1938. It was a song composed by Rube Bloom, and the lyrics were written by Ted Koehler. It was introduced in the World Fair of the Cotton Club show in 1939. And Don't Worry About Me makes so much sense because I was so worried about Tony being so upset over the regime. The happiest person I've ever known and most giving person being so upset over what's going on in this time. And I sat with him before he crossed, and I got into an argument with one nurse about the TV. It's like I came in one day and the news was on. I'm saying no news for Tony, only music. I want only upbeat, happy music for Tony, no news. And I sat by his bed and I talked to him about where he was going to go and how I expected him to visit me afterwards. I used to go there when I was young to visit my pets when they crossed over. So I went to the special place where animals cross. Over the forest, I could see the glow of like a crystal-like city. And I knew that's where the humans went or the other beings went. But that didn't have my attention. My attention was always on my pets. And I would meet them in this beautiful field surrounded by a forest. And the colors of the forest and the flowers, I can't describe. We don't have those colors here. And the greens and the browns, and they're too vibrant. We don't have those colors here. And I told Tony about it. And I feel that this was Tony's last time here, like it's my last time. He has to have been part of my soul family. For us to have been friends so long and get along and for everything to click and him to come back and give me that message, I know he's waiting for me, and I'm so thankful that I got to know him. And I'm so blessed that he sent me closure while I was at Kevin Lewis's retreat. It made sense, and it's so beautiful. And I pulled some cards when I got back home, and I want to share. One of the cards I pulled was from Life Purpose Oracle cards, and I got author. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. And it makes me think of the book that Tony wrote. And there should have been more. I really wanted him to create one of those coffee table books. Tony had so many pictures that he took of so many famous people that he met and got to know. The stories that he learned. I think it would have been a beautiful, beautiful book. But I'm so happy that at least he did the one that meant the most to him, and that was his time with Kennedy. And I'm glad he did that. I got a couple of books when I was at the retreat, and I decided to pull some cards from Tony, or for Tony, but I think they came mostly from Tony. And the first one I got, and I'll do it in order, was Creativity in the Arts, Express Talents. And Tony was a very talented author and photographer and person. And it says, Karmic Shift. If you long to experience the beauty of your creative voice and vision, now is the time. You don't have to leave the routine of your daily life behind and run off to live in an art commune. Just look within, and the brilliant flame of divine light will guide your path. Play with different forms of creative expression until you find ones that resonate most with your heart and your eternal history. And the affirmation is, I acknowledge the beauty, music, and poetry within. In every sweet expression, I sing the songs of my eternal soul. Again, with the record that he gave me closure. And the second card I had pulled was Archangel Haniel, Joy, Gratitude, and Intuition. Make an attitude of gratitude and happiness a priority of your everyday life. And Tony did that. He was always grateful, and he was so happy. Well, for most of it up until just the regime. But I think I convinced him at the end that everything was going to be fine and everything was going to be okay when we were at the end of this stage. And the affirmation is, I create happy connections with Hania and with other loving, helpful spirit friends. My joy, my intuition are expanding every day. And then the final card I pulled was Archangel Metatron, Ancient Wisdom and Understanding. And that he brings the messages of new beginnings, emotions, thought, perceptions, and personal vision. And the affirmation is, Metatron links with my eternal spirit to clarify my present intentions and bring miraculous future results. And recently, Metatron has been reaching out to me a lot. And I'm so thankful that Tony helped bring that card out. Another deck I got at the retreat was Secrets of the Ancestors. When I was thinking of Tony and I pulled out a card, I got root of air, explore. Tony wanted to explore so much, but his agoraphobia prevented it. And the declaration is, I am willing and open to learn and to grow. And it talks about being ready for an adventure. And I think it's Tony's message to me that I'm about to start a new adventure. Because I've decided that now that I have accomplished my goals on understanding and releasing my past life trauma, and I'm working on the last part of my trauma, which is portals, opening portals, since I'm a portal keeper, that I want to use this space, this channel, to help other people on their journey, understanding their past life traumas and working on it and clearing it. So I'm thankful for the messages that Tony sent me. I'm glad he doesn't want me to worry about him. And I'm not going to anymore, because I know if anyone's having a wonderful time on the other side, it's Tony. Especially after that record, Don't Worry About Me, from the first World State Fair. I feel so much happiness for him. There's really not much more to say. I just wanted to do this one live. I see I have comments. I'll open them up. Hi, Brenda. There's not much more to say or do. I just wanted to do a tribute and to honor Tony, especially since he gave me closure at Kevin Lewis's retreat in the most beautiful way, sending me a record, an old record. I really want to thank everyone who listens to this and understands. And I hope you bear with me. This is a learning adventure for me too. This is all new. I've only worked with myself on past lives. So it's going to be an adventure trying to help others with their adventure on their past lives. And I hope we all learn together and that it resonates and helps as many people as possible. I'm going to let you go, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to thank Tony for his closure. And I know that he's going to be visiting me and staying near me. I just feel that probably, he's part of my soul group, and he's waiting for me for when I leave, so that we can go to that next planet that we're supposed to go to for their energy shift. Okay, well, thank you so much. Love and light, and thank you.